Today we have the story of John the Baptist and Herod. John stood up for what he believed and the values he lived by, stood up for his faith. Herod spoke and acted foolishly, rather stupidly, and made a huge mistake. You're with Mission Alive. This is Roger from MSC Mission Office. These two men stand as examples of two things that are far apart. John became a martyr, as I said, because he stood up for what he believed and would not back down. Whereas Herod spoke stupidly for the wrong reason, infatuated with a young woman who was in fact his niece and was right out of line and really acted stupidly. So while John might have lost his head, Herod surely lost his reputation amongst all these leaders where he spoke so stupidly. Now, there's a bit of each of those perhaps in all of us. Excuse me. And we can see people like those around us. We have amongst us people who are, in a sense, heroes, who stand up for what they believe in, often suffer because of that. And around the world, we have people who are standing up for rights. Perhaps we can think of those people in Hong Kong, the protesters, and other people in other countries who stand up for what is right and suffer for it. And we have politicians and leaders who are downright stupid. And we don't have to go very far to find some of those. Now, within these things, we can stand up for what we believe, and that is part of what we have to do on mission, and act on what we believe. Most of us will not be heroes. In fact, some of our missionaries are heroes in the sense that they have kept at it for years and years and years and persisted in what they're doing. And some have been recognised for that. And that is a hero like John. Not as dramatic, but certainly heroic and a great example of faith. While all of us probably have said and done things that are quite stupid and probably suffered from it, particularly if we have leadership roles, sometimes because of all kinds of circumstances, time, tiredness, pressure, our own innate stupidity, we say and do things that we regret later. That's life. So Jesus then worked in this real world where there were people like John and people like Herod and many in between. Many there who were leaders of the people were part of the system. I often said when Barack Obama became president of the United States, great, first black president, he's broken the mold. That leaves it open now for anybody to become president. But he's part of a system. He's part of the politics. And history will judge him on that. So the leaders that Jesus often opposed and spoke out against, but also sat down and talked with, were part of a system. And they were carried along by the system. Some outstanding leaders sometimes carry the system. So there's a whole mix of people from very good, heroic people and, on the other end, people who are quite stupid and seem to have no values at all. That is the real world in which Jesus worked. That is the real world in which we go on mission, when we seek to carry out the mission that Jesus has given us. And we have to take into account all those factors. And these are the people that we are working with. These are the people we are relating to. These are the people that we are addressing. These are the people that we wish to bring the good news to. And in all of that, on either end of the scale, people can be very strong-headed, hard to convince, in between, a lot of people very open to faith, to belief, to establishing a good relationship with God and with Jesus and the Spirit. This is our mission in the real world. Have a good day on mission.